Dear heterosexual men, we love you. We believe in you. However, we feel like, and I guess I should say I feel like, because I'm not going to speak for all women, I just feel like you guys are not fully stepping into your power. I feel like you're holding back. I feel like what's holding you back is this understanding of yourselves in a deeper way on a spiritual level, this understanding of your polarity, your feminine and masculine energy, and balancing those energies. I think that in 2026, in my opinion, being a man in 2026 means having a balanced polarity, knowing when to be tender and knowing when to be strong, knowing how to care for the little boy inside of you and not put that burden on a woman, knowing how to care for yourself, knowing how to be self-loving so that you can know how to treat your woman, learning how to be a gentleman, how to provide and protect. But you cannot provide and protect for others if you do not provide and protect for yourselves.
What are you talking about? Um, we sometimes we use a nice soft voice. I think it's sort of like it's more feminine, but just listen to the words. This is the same thing we've heard in 2025 and 2024, 2023. Being a man means doing for women. Being being healthy so you can do more for women or so you can no. No, 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 no. I think that masculinity conversation is going to be decided in a room or environment devoid of women, devoid of what does the feminine need. That comes next, right? That'll come somewhere down the line. But first and foremost, it's going to be a male-centered conversation about what it means to be a man today in this society and what you need to navigate because we have a changing landscape. It is not about what you can do for a woman. It is not whenever something's going to be defined, if we're defining femininity, we're going to define it in ways that benefit men. But that doesn't really do anything for women. Men are really at the breaking point of just hearing, hey, there's more you have to change, there's more you have to do. You began this by saying, I want to speak for myself because I can't speak for all. And then you begin to, speak towards all men. This is more the same that men are just gonna see this and have trouble even concentrating and listening. Like, no one's taking any notes. Listen, but we're gonna continue. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. Still trying to do it 2 a day. So if you just tuning in and you've been subscribed to the channel, you've missed notifications, check the bell. YouTube does what YouTube does. I don't think they even find a fault in it. Um, so yeah, we'll let it continue. But first, it was saying this is a point where it's one of those things that men are simply getting fatigued from. We're just tired of hearing how yet in another way, in another form, all of us are failing in some respite, some sort of way in terms of women. If we would only balance our polarity, we would be better. If only we went to therapy, if only we had more EQ, if only we kind of saw the world in the lens of how women view us, then we will simply be better. We have to look at it as a man. We're looking at it as the goalposts are just ever changing. It's never enough, and it's never the right amount. There's always going to be more that changes, and even when you get it right enough to get a wife, and you guys are together, she changes as we both change. You're in the relationship, but her happiness becomes paramount, and then what you're doing, even if you're labeled a good man, a good husband, a good father, she's not happy, and that's enough to sort of destroy everything that you guys have built together. So it's almost like men are walking a minefield, and you have the mines buried, but you have an ability just to change where they are every 6 months. Men are looking at this. I don't see the point. I don't see the point. And we're at a point where we have to start breaking down some of these things, some of these ideas, or understand our interactions with men and women better. When we're just looking to fulfill, because the more you keep on us and the more you say we're not good enough for this or for that, for that, for that, men are just going to say start interacting with women because of just simply their base desires. That's it. They're not going to look and say, well, I really want to change my life and build something with some. No, they're going to say it's too difficult. It's too ever changing. It's too unknowable. But I know I can spit the game with you, and in a couple of dates, I can get you back to my spot. I can do that. That becomes the ceiling. That becomes the end of the race. And we're running two races simultaneously. You're running a marathon in terms of trying to get married, in terms of having a life partner. That man is just running to have sex. He'll finish the race no matter what speed he goes compared to yours. He'll always finish first. Not pun intended, but you get what I'm saying. When we just keep heaping more and more, they're just going to more and more check out, and we're seeing the evidence of that right now. There's more for men to do, but it's always for women. When the conversation starts that way, men immediately check out. It's hard to listen to anything like that she has to say, but we're going to let it continue.
And if you don't understand how to provide for yourself, how can you provide for others? Men, we've always believed in you, and we still do. Even if you do some things that are quite questionable, we still love you. And we know that you can be something greater than you ever thought you could be.
Listen, any real conversation about men and what they need to do, how they need to step up and change, has to be met with a similar one to saying, this is where we fall short as women. If you would get up here and just to say, point your finger at women, 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 women bad, women this, they fail to do this. Yeah, they just call you bashing, and then you're misogynist. But if you want real change, you have to come and offer and say, here's where we're falling short. If we're gonna have that conversation where you're talking and you blasting it out to all men, then at least do something equivalent and say, well, this is where I see where women fall short. But it's just another way to sort of heap on to men and say, these are things you got to change. And if only you did it, you'd find more harmony while simultaneously just kind of being aware of the struggles that men go through and how they have to do this balancing act of trying to be more, have higher EQ, trying to be, have to be able to see, go out there in the world and conquer it in a world that's increasingly more expensive, more responsibilities, for the family, for your woman, while you're getting less and less. You're getting the only thing that's going up on the other side seems to be criticism. We rarely get on here and say, listen, this man, fantastic, phenomenal, what he's doing. I just want to be able to see what I can do to help, to assist, to make his life better. What we get is thinly veiled criticism like this. We know you could be better if you just did what I said. If you just made yourself more in service to women, you'd have a better life. I like I said on a couple of videos prior, and I don't know if it posted in order because again, my fault. Um, but I don't see men, buying along to this. I've highlighted a couple of videos where young men now are just saying, "What's the point of that?" Young men are saying it, older men are saying it. Of course, you still have a lot more men still coming on the pander scene, but I think even behind closed doors, when you see what those men's lives are actually like, they don't hear attest to any of that. You know, um, that's just not the reality. The more we want to be, soft shoe, soft spoken about this, it's not going to change anything. Men are still looking at this and say, you got to make this make sense. I don't see how this would be advantageous for me to tie myself to you forever. Hey, listen, if I'm missing something, if I'm totally blind, if I'm totally off key here, let me know down in the comments below. If you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know what your thoughts about those videos in those videos. And of course, listen to sound my voice now. If you haven't subscribed, just join the channel. I'll see you in the next one.